Your AV receiver has one setting that almost everyone ignores. So why does your expensive home theater still sound flat, weak, and frustrating? Today, I'll show you the hidden AVR setting that transforms dialogue, bass, and your entire movie experience. Like the video, and subscribe for honest soundbar reviews that help you buy smarter. Comment. Make sure to tell me what the next video should be about. And check the description for best prices and product links. The problem and the science. Why your ears are lying to you. Most people assume that if their home theater sounds thin at low volume, something must be wrong with the receiver, the speakers, or the calibration. In reality, the biggest limitation isn't your equipment at all. It's the way human hearing actually works. This is explained by a psychoacoustic principle known as the Fletcher-Munson equal loudness curves, which show that our ears don't hear every frequency equally. At normal listening levels, we're naturally most sensitive to the mid-range, especially the frequencies where human voices exist. Bass and treble become much harder for our ears to perceive as the volume decreases. Think about how movies are actually produced. Sound engineers mix blockbuster films at a standardized reference level inside professionally treated studios. At that volume, explosions, dialogue, music, and surround effects all exist in perfect balance. The soundtrack sounds huge, detailed, and immersive because that's exactly how it was designed to be heard. But almost nobody watches movies at full reference volume inside their living room. Instead, most of us listen 20, 30, or even 40 decibels quieter. That's where biology changes everything. As the volume drops, your ears begin losing sensitivity to low bass and sparkling treble much faster than they lose sensitivity to dialogue. Suddenly, the soundtrack feels lifeless. Explosions lose their impact. Surround effects seem to disappear. Musical scores become flat, and all that's left is a dialogue-heavy presentation that feels small and uninspiring. Your receiver is reproducing the soundtrack correctly, but your ears are no longer hearing it the way it was intended. This is why so many people constantly reach for the volume remote. They raise the volume to recover the bass and surround effects, only to find the dialogue becomes painfully loud. Then they turn it back down, losing all the excitement again. It's an endless cycle that makes people believe something is wrong with their equipment, when in reality, they're fighting against the natural limitations of human hearing. The common fixes that don't work. Once people notice this problem, they usually try solving it with the wrong tools. The first solution almost everyone reaches for is night mode or dynamic range compression. Different manufacturers give it different names, but they all perform the same basic job. They reduce the difference between quiet sounds and loud sounds by making whispers louder and explosions quieter. While this helps prevent sudden volume spikes during late-night viewing, it also removes much of the emotion and impact that filmmakers intentionally built into the soundtrack. Movies lose their dramatic contrast, making everything sound flatter and less engaging. Another common mistake is manually increasing the bass or raising the subwoofer level. At first, it seems like the obvious solution. If the bass disappears at low volume, why not simply boost it? The problem is that this adjustment is fixed, while your listening volume constantly changes. A bass boost that sounds acceptable at very low levels quickly becomes overwhelming when you increase the master volume. Instead of solving the problem, you create another one by forcing yourself to constantly adjust subwoofer levels depending on how loudly you're watching. The third mistake is advice you'll see repeated across countless audio forums. Turn off every form of processing because pure audio is always better. Many enthusiasts recommend disabling dynamic EQ entirely because they believe any digital processing somehow damages the original soundtrack. While that idea sounds appealing, it completely ignores how human hearing actually behaves. At anything below reference volume, your ears are already altering the frequency balance of the soundtrack. Disabling the very feature designed to compensate for that biological limitation usually makes low-volume listening worse, not better. The reality is that none of these approaches solve the underlying issue. Night mode compresses the soundtrack, manual EQ requires endless tweaking, and turning everything off ignores basic psychoacoustics. The real solution isn't less processing. It's smarter processing that automatically adapts to the way your hearing changes as the volume changes. That's exactly where dynamic EQ comes in. The game changer. Why dynamic EQ changes everything. Now let's talk about the setting that completely changes low-volume listening. Odyssey Dynamic EQ. If you own a Denon or Marantz AV receiver, you already have it. Yamaha offers a similar feature called YPAO volume, while other manufacturers provide their own versions. Regardless of the name, the goal is exactly the same. Maintain the original balance of a movie soundtrack no matter what listening volume you choose. Unlike a traditional bass boost or loudness button, dynamic EQ isn't applying one fixed EQ curve. Instead, it constantly monitors your master volume and intelligently adjusts the sound in real time. As you lower the volume, it gradually restores the bass, treble, and surround information that your ears naturally begin losing. As you increase the volume toward reference level, those corrections are slowly reduced until virtually no compensation is needed. The entire process happens automatically without requiring you to touch a single setting. What makes dynamic EQ so effective is that it doesn't only restore bass, it also preserves the spaciousness and immersion of your surround system. At lower listening levels, surround speakers often seem to disappear because our hearing becomes less sensitive to ambient effects. Dynamic EQ intelligently increases surround presence just enough to keep rain, wind, background ambience, and directional effects sounding realistic. Instead of collapsing into a front-heavy presentation, your entire soundstage stays wide, immersive, and balanced. This is why so many home theater enthusiasts consider dynamic EQ one of the most valuable features in modern AV receivers. It isn't trying to change the movie. It's trying to preserve the way the movie was intended to sound, despite the limitations of human hearing. For anyone who regularly watches movies below reference volume, simply enabling dynamic EQ can transform the entire listening experience. The secret weapon, mastering reference level offset. Turning on dynamic EQ is only the beginning. The setting that truly unlocks its potential is reference level offset. This small option sits right below dynamic EQ in the Odyssey menu, yet it's one of the most misunderstood features in home theater. Understanding it allows you to tailor dynamic EQ for the type of content you actually watch instead of relying on one universal setting. Dynamic EQ assumes that every soundtrack was mixed at cinematic reference level unless you tell it otherwise. That's perfect for blockbuster movies mastered for theatrical playback, but not every source follows those standards. Streaming services, television broadcasts, YouTube videos, and music are often mixed at lower average levels. If dynamic EQ still assumes you're watching a Hollywood blockbuster, it may apply more compensation than necessary, making bass and surround effects sound slightly exaggerated. This is exactly why Odyssey created the reference level offset options of 0 decibels, 5 decibels, 10 decibels, and 15 decibels. The 0 decibels setting is designed for Blu-ray movies and theatrical content mixed to full film reference. 5 decibels works well for material with wide dynamics such as orchestral recordings. 10 decibels is often the sweet spot for modern streaming platforms, television shows, and much of today's digital content because these sources are generally mastered below theatrical reference. 15 decibels is intended for heavily compressed music content where less dynamic EQ compensation is required. For most people, the practical recommendation is surprisingly simple. If your system is used primarily for Netflix, Disney+, YouTube, television, and streaming movies, start with a 10 decibels reference level offset. It typically delivers a more natural presentation by preventing dynamic EQ from becoming overly aggressive while still preserving bass impact, surround immersion, and tonal balance. If you're sitting down for a dedicated 4K Blu-ray movie night, switching back to 0 decibels lets dynamic EQ operate exactly as it was originally designed. This one small adjustment often separates a good-sounding system from one that feels perfectly balanced regardless of what you're watching. The unsung heroes. 2 bonus tweaks that complete the system. Once dynamic EQ and reference level offset are configured correctly, you've already solved the biggest weakness of low-volume listening. But there are 2 additional adjustments that can take your system from excellent to exceptional. They're simple, they cost nothing, and together they complete the entire calibration process. The first tweak is your center channel level. Even after running Odyssey calibration, some rooms naturally make dialogue sound slightly recessed. Instead of turning the master volume up every time characters start talking, go into your receiver's speaker levels menu and increase the center channel by about +2 decibels to +3 decibels. It's a surprisingly small adjustment, but it can dramatically improve dialogue clarity without making voices sound artificial. The dialogue stays locked to the screen. Every conversation becomes easier to follow, and you no longer have to choose between hearing voices or getting blasted during action scenes. The second tweak happens before the audio even reaches your receiver. Check the audio output settings on your playback devices. For a 4K Blu-ray player, the best choice is generally bitstream, allowing your AV receiver to decode the original Dolby or DTS soundtrack exactly as intended. For modern streaming devices like Apple TV 4K, PlayStation 5, or Xbox Series X, multi-channel PCM is often the better starting point because these devices perform high-quality internal decoding before sending the signal to your receiver. Making sure each source is using the proper output format gives your receiver the cleanest possible signal to process. These final adjustments complete the entire signal chain. Your source device sends the best possible audio, your receiver intelligently compensates for the way human hearing changes at different listening levels, and your center channel delivers crystal clear dialogue without sacrificing cinematic impact. Together, they create a balanced system that performs consistently whether you're watching quietly late at night or enjoying a full movie marathon on the weekend. Final conclusion. For years, many home theater owners believed weak bass, disappearing surround effects, and thin sound at lower volumes were simply unavoidable. They blamed their speakers, upgraded receivers, bought larger subwoofers, or endlessly adjusted EQ settings, never realizing the real limitation wasn't their equipment at all. It was the way human hearing naturally changes as listening volume decreases. The solution isn't buying new gear. It's understanding how your system is designed to work. Start by enabling dynamic EQ, because it's specifically engineered to compensate for the frequencies your ears naturally lose at lower listening levels. Then fine-tune it with the correct reference level offset, using 0 decibels for theatrical movie playback or 10 decibels as an excellent everyday setting for streaming services, television, and mixed content. Finally, complete the setup with a small +2 decibels to +3 decibels. Center channel adjustment for clearer dialogue, and make sure every source device is sending the proper audio format to your receiver. These few settings completely transform the listening experience. Movies regain their weight and impact without becoming painfully loud. Dialogue remains clear and focused. Surround speakers stay active and immersive even during quiet listening sessions. Bass becomes full, controlled, and natural instead of disappearing or becoming overwhelming. Most importantly, you stop fighting your volume control because your receiver is now intelligently adapting the soundtrack to the way your ears actually hear. So before you spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars upgrading your home theater, spend 5 minutes exploring these settings. There's a very good chance the incredible cinematic experience you've been searching for has been sitting inside your receiver all along, simply waiting to be unlocked. Now I want to hear from you. What is the biggest frustration with your home theater right now? Is it muddy bass? Weak surround effects? Poor dialogue clarity? Or something else entirely? Leave a comment below, because your question might become the topic of the next video. And if this guide helped you understand your system better, don't forget to subscribe for more practical home theater tips that actually make a difference.